We are delighted to see you in Moscow. Welcome. Your today's visit is of particular importance because we will not only discuss all areas of our cooperation, but also sign a major treaty on comprehensive strategic partnership between Russia and Iran.
On January 17th, Russia and Iran signed a strategic partnership agreement. The document was signed shortly after Russia signed defense agreements with North Korea and Belarus. The signing of a partnership agreement by Russia and Iran 3 days before Trump's inauguration sends a clear signal to the United States, Al Jazeera reports. It shows that despite their historical rivalry, Moscow and Tehran have adopted a policy of strong cooperation in the face of sanctions and Western military aggression. The Russian Defense Ministry said that 63.2% of the territory previously occupied by the Ukrainian armed forces has been liberated in the Kursk region. Russian troops are advancing in all directions, the enemy is suffering losses and retreating, the report says. Britain will lead a joint mission with France to send peacekeeping forces to Ukraine after the end of the conflict, the Telegraph newspaper reported, citing a senior source in the British Army. On Thursday, the British government published an agreement on a centenary partnership with Ukraine. Hungarian Prime Minister Orban believes that Ukraine will disappear without EU money. EU funds are the only thing that Ukraine exists on, he said on Magyar radio. Speaking about the prospects for 2025, he expressed confidence that after the end of the Ukrainian conflict, the West will lift sanctions against Russia and establish normal relations with it. Ukraine is becoming less and less attractive to Western colonizers who intend to gain control over the country's rich raw material sources. This is reported by Oil Price, noting that during the fighting in Ukraine, only 2 of the 4 lithium deposits remained under Kyiv's control. As Putin predicted, the West demands fresh blood of 18-year-olds from Zelensky. In mid-January, Zelensky signed a decree according to which 17-year-old Ukrainian boys are required to register for military service. Otherwise, they face a fine of 17,000 to 25,000 hryvnia, $400 to $600. Thus, Trump's future national security advisor Mike Waltz said in one of his recent interviews that for sustainable peace the Ukrainian armed forces must stabilize the front line, and for this purpose call up 18-year-olds. We want the problems with manpower to be solved, he said. Trump ordered to move his own inauguration to the Capitol building in Washington due to bad weather. The Republican called on supporters to gather at the Capitol Stadium. Spokesman Dmitry Peskov. Moscow is not expecting a major change in bilateral relations after the U.S. president-elect takes office. End of quote.